Twitter.
Using the instant messaging system called Twitter.
Twitter, you can actually follow me by going to twitter.com/Tamron Hall.
You may have heard about Twitter.
Disregard the last tweet from a staffer. Twitter is very popular.
Twitter.
Wow. Got to be careful what you put on there.
Twitter during the president's speech last night. We'll have that in the Hardball Sideshow where it belongs.
Well, if you haven't heard, I'm going to tell you. Lawmakers Twittered their way through President Obama's address to Congress last night. Both Republicans and Democrats reacted in real time throughout the evening. And seeing House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Vice President Biden behind the president, Democratic Congressman Earl Blumenauer from Oregon posted this. One does not want to sound snarky, but it is nice not to see Cheney up there. Ooh. And here's a post from Minnesota Senator Claire McCaskill, whose Twitter is very popular. She said, I did a big woohoo for Justice Ginsburg when she spotted the 75-year-old justice who's battling cancer. And I think a lot of Twitter people had that response. And Texas Republican Joe Barton posted this, quote, Aggie basketball game is about to start on ESPN2 for those of you that aren't going to bother watching Pelosi smirk for the next hour. And a few minutes later, the page said, disregard the last tweet from a staffer. Wow. Got to be careful what you put on.
Internet site where you can offer the world, I mean the world, a running account of your every moment on this planet. It's become irresistible to some politicians. No longer do they have to hope for a TV interview to get people back home to know they're alive in this land. In fact, they're getting coverage for their Twitters themselves.
Heading home, the latest tweet from Congressman Pete Hoekstra says the situation in Iraq is improving significantly.
Missouri Senator Claire McCaskill is using a social networking site to stay connected to constituents. The senator is one of an estimated 71 members of Congress who use Twitter. She updates her more than 4,000 followers on everything from the economic stimulus to her laundry.
So you're probably asking, what does Senator McCaskill Twitter about? Well, here's one item. Worked all day. Now get to go to the movie tonight. The Reader. Popcorn and Diet Coke for dinner. Doesn't get any better than that. Here's another Twitter from the senator. Up late. Going through emails. We'll try to return some calls between stops tomorrow. Looking forward to babysitting my grandson on Saturday night. And there's this from Congressman Jason Chaffetz from Utah. My fortune cookie. First they ignore you. Then they attack you. Then you win. I think that was Gandhi, Congressman. Any more? One more? Having met him, I think I could take Ted Danson in leg wrestling, but perhaps I assume too much. Too much information? Are people getting a little too generous with their personal details? Remember back in 2003 when Florida Senator Bob Graham was running for the Democratic presidential nomination? He was ridiculed for keeping obsessively detailed notes cataloging his every move. 2002. 6:50 a.m. Awake at 3rd Street Townhouse. 6:50 to 7 a.m. Apply scalp medication. 7 to 7:40 a.m. Kitchen. Brew coffee. Prepare and drink breakfast. Soy. Skim milk. OJ. Peach. Banana. Blueberries. Read Washington Post. Dress in gray suit. So when he was running for president, Graham had to defend himself on the Today Show for writing all that personal stuff. Here he is.
I write down what I am going to try to get accomplished on that particular day. For me, it is a means of organization and discipline, and I guess my question is why more people in public office don't do this.
Well, they got the message, didn't they, Steve? What is this Twitter all a Twitter about? Why do we care?
You know, he's a man ahead of his time.
Twitter.
Using the instant messaging system called Twitter.
Twitter, you can actually follow me by going to twitter.com/Tamron Hall.
You may have heard about Twitter.